This month, we conclude our reading and discussion of Precious Remedies Against Satan's Devices. We'll be studying pages 211 to 301. As we come to this section, we see, again, Brooks has an eye for the various ways in which Satan draws us away from God and seeks to tempt us to sin. In this section, he considers not aspects of life or particular practices, but different groups. He describes 4 types of persons. He talks about those who are great. He talks about those who are learned. He describes those who are saintly. And he considers, finally, what he calls the ignorant poor. Notice that none of these groups, however different they might appear on the surface, none is invulnerable or incapable of being tempted. Otherwise put, none of those is beyond Satan's concern. Satan will happily target the high and mighty as well as the lowly. Satan will happily pursue the religious and the saintly, as well as those who might appear to be rather far from God. Brooks has an eye for the way in which the Bible describes the rich fullness of God's provision for those who in so many respects will be drawn away from God, will be tempted to run or flee, or who may have God rather far from their sights at all. He's presenting here, as throughout the text, a candid look at the corruption of Satan, one who longs for his misery to be shared, nothing else. But he always reminds us evermore of the grace and generosity of the gospel, that even here in our temptation, even there when we face up to our corruption and indwelling sin, God can be present with resurrecting grace and power. And God offers through his holy word not only counsel, but words of life, of promise, and of deep comfort. As we consider this section of the text and the text argument as a whole, we'll look forward to gathering and considering ways in which Brooks' picture of our psyche and of our spiritual struggles continues to challenge us as men and women today in times that may seem very, very different from the 17th century, and yet in situations that continue to witness to the same struggles, whether it's through religious distortion or irreligious inconsideration of God. I hope that you'll bring your thoughts and questions, as well as any contemporary examples that strike you, to your group's discussion.